If I have a green trade expiring on Friday, it's still heading up. How do you balance against the theta decay? It'll be huge on the day of. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, ride the pony, not to leave the trade on. It's funny. When I first started trading options, you guys have heard me say this before, I didn't know that you could sell your option before Friday. For some reason, I got it in my head when I bought next Friday's options expiration. I had to hold it until next Friday. I was wondering why none of my trades made any money. I did that for a long time too. Anyway, probably not a good idea if it's expiring on Friday, you should be looking to get out before. So ride the pony. Have you seen me do this? Just as a ballpark. If you buy a trade on Monday and the expiration is on Friday, the 50% calendar is Wednesday. You should try to take your profits here. Reason, the second half of the life of your options, the premium goes down very, very quickly. So even though you're getting a move heading up, you're fighting against the theta decay, which is what you're talking about. And it's really big on Friday, of course. So you really want to try to take your profits here, at least begin to scale out, take the bulk of it off on Thursday, and then you can keep a flyer on for Friday. The same goes, let's say you buy it on a Tuesday and you get buying it 2 weeks out. So you got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, right about here. Probably a good idea to take the trade off the prior Friday, or worst case, Monday. This is where you should start to be scaling out, because if you look at 50% of the time left, the second half is where you get the huge decay. Does that make sense? So you want to try to get the move before you're at halfway of the life of the option, because it's priced a certain way. Make sense? Yeah, Sir Duke, you absolutely could. It all depends on what price is doing, right? If your target is here and price is doing this, and you want to keep putting credit spreads every week to reduce your cost, you absolutely can. Yeah, you can. Typically what I do is I'll put one on, and then if it works, great. And if I get enough of a move, I'm out. This is enough for me. We've done this so many times. So like if a trade costs me $1.80 and I got 3 weeks till expiration and I get $40 credit for this week's expiration, and now it's at 140, and so that's my cost, right, is 140. And all of a sudden things start to move and it's worth like 250. And I still have more to go. I could make more, but if I can sell this trade now for 250, even though my original cost was 180, it looks like I only made $70. Not true. I made $110. So I'll take it off early and be done with the trade. See what I mean? So you can manage the trade differently. And as I said earlier, if you go to the 10 musts that master, I cover all of this in detail. Yeah, you must have missed it because I've shown that timeline thing many times. Yeah, and if you have a concern about the credit spreads, paper trade them first for a little bit till you get comfortable. You could do love triangle, trade those on paper before you get comfortable. You could do love dragons, trade those, on paper till you get comfortable. Those of you that are new, just follow the blueprint. Don't jump ahead. The only thing that you should jump ahead is you go to the trade tracker module and download a tracker and watch the first couple of videos so that you know how to use it. Get a trade tracker, get a TradeStation account, take the alerts, put them here, try to understand the alerts by reading the charts, and go through every single video in order. Don't skip. Don't trade, don't skip, and get through all of this. By the time you're through that, you will be able to practice trade, still in your tracker, but now you're going to trade with an allocation instead of just putting one contract, right, Charles? One contract, one track, right? Once you get through basics and advanced and the 10 musts that master, you will have an allocation plan. So instead of just putting one quantity one, now you're going to put three or two or whatever it is. Now you'll alter the trade. I said do this, you're going to do this instead. And you put that trade there. Now you manage the trade. You get out at a certain level because now you have an exit plan. And you practice with a plan. That's one of the secrets here, is that I teach you how to build a plan. I teach you how to read the charts. I teach you what a setup is. I teach you how to read my alerts. You practice the alerts, but then I teach you how to properly allocate and exit and add and hedge and manage. And so you can practice my alerts now instead of just being a monkey and doing this like you did in the beginning. Now you're doing it with a plan. Charles, does this make sense? Practicing with a plan once you have it. Okay, last question, then I'm going to go. So weekly options expiring on Fridays. Get rid of before Friday, I'm guessing then. Don't hold, hoping they come back. Well, you never hope. So hope is definitely not a strategy. But if you have a weekly option expiring on Friday, and it's Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's profitable, I think you should consider scaling out. Now remember, you're new here. So by the time you get to the point where you're actually practice trading, paper trading with a plan, there's no guessing. There's no hold, hoping they come back, because you will have a plan of when to exit, where to take your profits, if it's a winning trade, and where to cut your losses if the trade setup is not working. There's no guesswork. I was talking to Cake today about this. If this is the same thing with day trading and convert the vert. If the trade or price action does this, I do that. If the trade or price action does this, I do that. You have a plan for it. So you don't trade because of fear. You don't trade because of greed. You don't get scared out of a trade. You don't exit early. If it does this, I do that. If it does this, I do that. And that's what I'm here to teach you, is all the thises and that's.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.